looks like I'm in 50 Shades of Grey or something. Stray Kids, ATEEZ, ENHYPEN, ITZY, STAYC, IVE, etc., which are all considered representatives of the fourth generation idols, are all Korean or a mix of Japanese, American, and Australian nationals, and none of the members are from China.
I'm serious. Fucking shut it. Welcome to his favorite K-pop show, DK News. Danny,
David,
lots and lots of
Honesty.
Okay.
First off, we have BTS finally reopening their Seoul concert in 2 years, and everybody is super excited, but there are concerns as well.
What kind of concerns?
We'll find out.
And second, we bought the nose mask, the viral mask product from Korea that just covers your nose, and we bought a box actually. We're gonna try it out
With our money.
Yes, with the DKDKTV
I really
account.
didn't want to do that.
It's
Whatever
good
this
content.
nose mask is, like Danny believes it's a strong item, so whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, last but not least, we have Aespa's NingNing China controversy still going on. It's part 2. This anti-Chinese sentiment is going to be here for a long time.
Oh boy.
Before we go on, we'd like to introduce you to our sponsor for this video, Surfshark VPN. As you all know, some content isn't accessible from depending on where you live, and this can range from K-dramas to various Korean TV shows like Singles Inferno or Love and Leashes.
Yes.
But did you know that this problem could be easily solved by using Surfshark VPN? Basically, all you need to do is subscribe to Surfshark VPN, and this will allow you to switch your virtual location to pretty much anywhere else in the world. And you will be able to make full use of your Netflix account, for example, by unlocking content from all around the globe, and even virtually place yourself in Korea so that you can watch K-pop related content only accessible to the local market.
Now, in the past, we've used Surfshark to watch Girls Planet 999 on iQIYI with English subtitles, something that we wouldn't normally be able to do if we were in Korea. Not only that, but Surfshark's Clean Web feature blocks ads, trackers, malware, and phishing attempts, allowing you to surf the web safely. Now, if you get Surfshark with our code, you can get 83% off plus 3 extra months for free. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so no risk to try it out. You can use one account of Surfshark on an unlimited amount of devices. For further details, check out the link in our description box below. And back to the news. On to the first news.
So the BTS offline concert in Seoul is finally here.
Woo!
BTS is holding a concert in Seoul next month and meeting the fans in person. Big Hit Music announced the performance schedule for BTS Permission to Dance on Stage Seoul on the 16th and said that BTS will perform 3 times over March 10th, 12th, and 13th at the main stadium of Jamsil in Seoul.
Huge stadium.
Yeah. In addition to offline performances, online live streaming is also going to be performed simultaneously. Of course, we're in COVID still. BTS is holding a concert in Seoul in about 2.5 years since the Speak Yourself, the final in October 2019.
Wow. Before COVID
Yeah.
messed everybody up.
Yeah, Americans were privileged because they recently had a concert,
Right.
but Korean armies were starving, and now here it is. So as soon as the concert notice was announced, member Suga raised the atmosphere through Weverse by saying "Korea-con 가자."
Gaza.
And that's like to the moon.
Yeah.
This concert is a face-to-face performance to be held in Korea, and an unprecedented competition for the ticketing reservations is expected due to the aftermath of COVID-19. Because the main stadium of Jamsil Sports Complex can only accommodate more than 50,000 people.
That's not only.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But there is a high possibility that only a much smaller number of seats will be released due to social distancing reasons. Meanwhile, as news of the concert in Seoul became known to the public, the stock prices of HYBE surged 7.32% from the previous day. It's been plummeting to the eternity of hell.
As a shareholder of HYBE, I was not looking at my account for a very, very long time.
I understand that because, it's been in the infernos for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I think it hit below IPO price.
Well below actually.
But I bought today.
you.
Buy low, sell high. So stock prices skyrocketed. It showed the market's expectations for the concert.
Yes.
The registration is at 2 p.m. today, and Interpark, the server, has already gone down because people are waiting for the ticketing and stuff. So it's crazy. Anyways, currently COVID is at its all-time high in Korea.
Yes.
100K cases per day. That's crazy. Amidst of this, what do you think of HYBE's decision? And do you actually think they will push this through?
I mean, they will definitely push this through because they're ticketing amidst all-time highs in COVID numbers.
Well, there were past cases of cancellation of all concerts.
But it wasn't announced at a time when we just like have 100,000 cases of COVID every single day.
Yeah.
Right? We never had this kind of number before. At the most, we were like panicking over like 1,000 cases per day. Now, people don't give a shit about COVID anymore in Korea. They kind of given up. In that same sentiment, HYBE felt like, okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
We're just gonna fucking do it anyway.
Yeah, we're BTS. We're HYBE.
We can't be hiding
We're
in the
above the
HYBE
government.
layer, you know, all day.
We
or
need
whatever.
to make some money.
Yeah, we need some money.
K-armies are
Our
starving.
shares are going down, you know.
Oh, yeah,
As a
that
shareholder, I'm very angry. But
People
now
are
I'm
pissed.
happy. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a reduced audience so that they can keep the minimum impact of, you know, the aftermath. That'll probably happen. There will be some COVID cases that'll happen.
Yeah,
You know, because there's 100,000 cases every single day.
Yeah. So HYBE stocks are going to rebound now.
Now we should stop talking about stocks.
Okay,
It
anyways,
seems like we
let's
just
talk about
wanted-
BTS.
Yeah,
so
okay.
BTS has been yelling Seoul concert for years now, especially Jungkook, I think, and Jimin. We want to see you, but I'm so happy that this is finally happening. HYBE had a very firm stance about it, and they're
Right.
just like pushing this through. So finally, you guys get to meet. I mean, people in Korea get to meet BTS. But as we said before, the ticketing is going to be, the competition is going to be fierce. But let's see who the lucky ones are.
I'm actually going to try to ticket too.
Yeah. If we have the chance, let's go. Good luck to HYBE and BTS. I really hope it doesn't get canceled. You know, what would happen if we get 500,000 cases per day?
No, at that point, we wouldn't keep track.
But what happens? What happens if, like, not to say, I don't want to jinx anything, but like right now, 5 members of BTS have got COVID before. Yesterday, V recently got COVID.
Yeah.
So what happens if the concert date comes and
One of them gets COVID?
something bad happens? Yeah.
Well, then one of them can remember when Suga appeared in 3D.
Oh,
I think that could happen.
okay.
But
Really?
I'm also
Yeah.
sure that like they'll be really careful to not make that happen because like it's in their best interest to not make that happen. I think they'll go into like intensive care mode and just quarantine off of everybody.
Yeah. We have a month now to the concert. I think they'll have to be in full quarantine. They have to practice in practice rooms.
I'm
and
sure
the
they're
company
just testing
and,
every single day.
HYBE has like thousands of people going in and out of that building every single day. It's impossible. I'm just
And-
really scared that this might get canceled again, and armies are going to be so disappointed.
They'll be careful, I'm sure, and I'm really excited. If we can't get the tickets, we will definitely watch the concert itself. And on to the next news. Okay, speaking of COVID, an unusual nose mask goes viral in Korea.
Whatever this is.
While COVID is rampaging at its all-time highs, day after day in Korea, K-nets have found a little comic relief in the ridiculous products that have come out thanks to the virus. The most recent rendition of that is the nose mask, or in Korean, KOSK.
Mask.
They literally,
Oh.
the product's name is KOSK.
It's an actual product?
Yes. So let me explain, okay? These unusual masks have become viral as The Guardian published an article highlighting these products. Sold for 9,800 won, or about like $9 for 10 online.
Wait, how much did you buy?
We bought 1 box, which is 10. Okay, so we spent about
$10 of my
$9 for
precious
content.
money.
It's content. Now, so we bought them too. The nose masks, well, there are different variations of it. So some come in 2 different pieces. So one of them is covering the nose and one of them is covering the mouth. And you can just take off the mouth part when you eat or something like that. The one we bought, it just has a nose. It's the poor people version. I'll just show you, okay, right away. Let's
Whatever
just
it
try this out.
is.
Okay.
Like, Danny's been hyping this
Hey,
nose mask
this is
for like
content. This is content.
a week, and he was like, "Can I buy this? Can I buy this?" And why? What do you want to buy it for? Like,
Okay, so here you go. This is yours.
what is this a
Women's pad.
pad?
Say you have your mask on and then it's time to eat. You go to somewhere, you want to drink something, put this on.
Ah, okay. Now I understand the usage of it.
Okay, yeah. Because you don't want COVID. Do you want COVID?
It's kind of stupid because like it's going to flow into your mouth
Hey,
anyways. the
you're
air.
minimizing your chances. Let's just try it out.
I think
Okay.
this is scientifically kind of dumb. That's why it's a meme.
COVID-free drinking, right? And eating. How do you think? Give me a review.
Oh, this is good.
I mean, the review of the mask.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I think it's scientifically bullshit, and I think it's a waste of money, and I think it's a meme, and I think I look ridiculous right now, and I don't know why I agreed to buy this and why I'm reviewing
It's
it.
content. It's relevant.
Okay.
It's been viral. I know it looks really dumb, and I know it feels really dumb,
Yeah.
but apparently there are some mild benefits to be gained from
Okay.
the nose mask. A professor, are you a professor?
No?
Yeah, exactly. A
Okay.
professor at Deacon's University Institute for Health Transformation in Australia.
Okay. We
To-
traveled a long way there.
yeah. Told
to
the
get
Guardian.
home, yeah.
Told the Guardian. It's a strange idea, but would be better than nothing.
Okay, I might not be a professor, but I could say that level of comment.
Hey.
Oh, it might
Do
be
you know
better than
anything
nothing.
about science?
It might be better than nothing.
You're a media major,
course.
okay? As you can see, it does block the nose from anything going in. And this is like graded KF80, so I guess that has some sort of...
Okay, it's
You
supposed
know-
to be an over 94 to have like effect.
Okay, you shut up. I think it does have its market. I was actually surprised because I was using this while I was eating dinner out yesterday with Jin
Oh.
in the restaurant. And the restaurant owner was actually very interested in this
Of
mask.
course, who wouldn't be interested?
She was like, "Oh, these are the products that I saw in the news. Wow. Oh, those are very interesting," is what she
interesting.
said. Okay.
Yeah, I do have to admit it's interesting and definitely like funny. Looks like I'm in 50 Shades of Grey or something.
In terms of that, let's talk about Love Unleashes.
Oh.
We just recently watched that
Yeah, Korea's first BDSM mainstream
film.
content.
Yeah, mainstream BDSM content
Yeah.
featuring Seoyeon.
Our maknae of SNSD Girls' Generation has grown up so much. I'm so proud of
She
her.
curses. She talks about tiny dicks on
she,
the
like steps on
Yes,
dudes.
exactly. It's a really interesting film. Although I wouldn't say it's like the greatest film of all time, it's a really interesting film about the BDSM culture, especially that in Korea, and it talks about like some educational stuff.
Yeah, it's very educational in my opinion, and I think it sheds positive light on the
Yeah.
BDSM area.
I love how we're talking about BDSM while wearing this
Yeah,
nose
exactly.
mask.
Like, what the hell is happening
But
here?
go check out that watch party on patreon.com/DKDKTV. David was very shocked,
yeah.
and very confused. And yeah, he got a little educated.
Yeah.
To
I
try
think
that
the
stuff
purpose of the film itself was to educate people, vanillas like me. There's a term I learned there. It's called 변바. It's pervert vanilla. And these people try to take advantage of BDSM players.
Yeah, they pretend to be a BDSM.
Yeah.
And then they try to have sex with the BDSM people.
But as a virgin myself, I was very educated by the film, and I explored the
Beautiful world.
of
BDSM.
yeah. Let's take the BDSM test in our Patreon after show. So
Okay, let's do that. That sounds like a fun activity.
Yeah. I'm a virgin, but I'll imagine
Okay.
like what I'd be like in bed.
Let's
in the
do
metaverse.
it while wearing the nose mask.
Okay, so next news, we have Aespa's NingNing controversy reigniting after that whole thing that happened a week ago. Do you remember?
Yes, I thought it was very stupid. And I'm here for more stupidity.
Yeah,
I
more
guess.
stupidity today. So 2 weeks ago, NingNing of Aespa got caught up in a lot of controversy after posting a private message on the platform Dear You Bubble. It's like SM's, Weverse.
Yeah.
And she said, "I'm happy that we got our first gold today. We as in China, because
Yeah.
she's from China." And it was in regards about the 2,000 meter mixed relay of the Chinese short track team at the Olympics. And there was no problem when it was first commented, but on the 7th, the Korean short track team was disqualified due to an ambiguous decision, making Chinese athletes eligible for the medals, which sparked a lot of controversy domestically and internationally as well. There was a lot of debate on whether it was a fair call or not. But anyways, the next day after NingNing's controversy ignited along with the Olympics, the stock price again of SM plummeted. Now up to this point, everyone pretty much with a sane mind didn't really think NingNing did anything that wrong.
I mean,
there were some.
She was just saying, "Go China," that she's from China.
Yeah. She was rooting for her own country. However, the conflict between Korea and China was already on fire due to China including people in Hamburg as a minority group at the opening ceremony of the Olympics, and also some Chinese netizens attacking BTS RM on Instagram with vomiting emojis for expressing frustration about the disqualification of the short track team, and then supporting the Korean team like moron fighting.
Yeah, so it was like the NingNing of Korea.
Yeah.
I never thought I would ever say RM would be the NingNing of Korea, but there you go. This is the Olympics.
So we had an exchange there. Chinese netizens vomiting on RM and Korean netizens.
And NingNing was the RM of China.
Okay. So despite all this, criticism of NingNing did not stop. On the 14th, in an online community, NingNing's New Year's greetings and Christmas greetings were highlighted in a separate post titled "NingNing Doesn't Bow." And it showed her not doing a kunjar, a Korean traditional New Year's greeting towards the elders, or in this case fans, like someone you respect. In the New Year's greetings video, NingNing got up and played pranks by herself during the greeting. She was like, and the other members bowed twice, alternating left and right, while NingNing smiled while pointing her fingers at the members' heads and stuff like that. She was being playful. So NingNing is not the only Chinese member who has been criticized for refusing to bow. Last month, from Everglow, also a Chinese member, received criticism for refusing to give a big bow at a fan signing event, and eventually Eun stopped activities and returned to China temporarily after that because of the backlash. And at that time, Korean online communities were criticizing these actions, saying, "How do you promote in Korea when you can't even do Korean New Year's greetings? Go to China, don't make money in Korea," on and on. And on the other hand, on Weibo, there were comments like, "Chinese people do not bow their knees to small countries. It is proud to see idols keeping Chinese traditions. Eun did a good job." And also, China's state media called 관찰자망 also supported Eun's actions in saying, "In traditional Chinese culture, kneeling is a symbol of respect for the highest." So even the Chinese state media got involved.
Well, obviously, they're gonna get involved.
Anyways, after the series of events with the Olympics, Eun and NingNing, Korean netizens are strengthening the level of criticism through their comments. And here I have compiled a few of the spicy ones, the most upvoted ones. First one says,
"I want to make money while promoting in Korea. I want to gain global recognition. I want to earn the foundation for popularity in China, but I don't want to respect Korean culture. But I need to protect my own culture." This is NingNing's mindset.
And another one says,
"She will betray Aespa within 5 years and go to China and say it was too tough in Korea, causing hatred towards Korea and support the Northeast Project. SM is the biggest problem with nurturing these kids."
Another one says,
"SM's Chinese idol Lei is now making a stage in China, claiming that Hanbok, the fan dance, etc. belong to Chinese minorities, supporting the Northeast Project and the Korean War against the US. Which country does SM belong to? This is serious."
Oh, another one says,
"The reason BTS is long running is because there are no Chinese members."
Another one says,
"Are Chinese members really necessary? Nowadays, I feel like it's more of a loss for global activities among K-pop idol groups."
And then last one, very political.
"To be honest, SM itself is a very pro-China company. From EXO to FX, a Chinese member was always included, and even after being backstabbed so many times by those idols, they can't get investments without Chinese money, so they keep on using Chinese members, which is really unfavorable. To be honest, rather than North Korea, China is the bigger problem because they have a lot of money and people. We shouldn't have exchanged with them in the first place. China is, as US Secretary of State Pompeo says, an ungrateful Frankenstein. What are we going to do with a grown-up monster like that?"
Okay, first of all, let's explain what the Northeast Project is.
Okay.
Essentially, what is known in Korea is like China's government is trying to make efforts to incorporate some parts of Korean history as their own, and that has been happening in the northeastern part of the Korean peninsula. So that specific part of Korean history, China has been claiming as their own.
So they're basically claiming our history as theirs. This might be very threatful in the future if Korea does reunificate. You know, that territory might, like some territory might overlap and stuff. They might like claim jurisdiction over that. There might be like international conflicts or whatever. It's happening to the Philippines. It's happening to Taiwan. It's happening to Indonesia.
All these surrounding surrounding countries.
India. So I got some expert opinions here, and they say as the K-pop market's dependence on China is decreasing in line with anti-Chinese sentiment, some analysts say that agencies will not be as enthusiastic about recruiting Chinese members as they used to. And according to the National Tax Service, the ratio of exports to China to the total export of K-pop albums has decreased over the past few years, while the number of K-pop albums exported to the United States and Europe have increased significantly. Expert A said, if you look at the recently debuted groups, the number of members from Japan or Thailand has increased, but there are few members from China. Stray Kids, ATEEZ, ENHYPEN, ITZY, Stacy, IVE, etc., which are all considered representatives of the fourth generation idols, are all Korean or a mix of Japanese, American, and Australian nationals, and none of the members are from China. Experts also predict that the anti-Chinese sentiment will not be a temporary phenomenon. Critic Jung commented, Generation Z, the main consumer of K-pop, values political correctness. It is a generation that reacts sensitively to human rights violations in Xinjiang, Tibet, and Hong Kong, and therefore strongly opposes the One China message. It will be a very difficult issue to resolve. Okay, so what do you think about this whole thing?
I feel really bad whenever we have topics about China in DK News because David always brings the negative news about China.
No. Hey, I gotta clear myself. This is like the main news on Naver and all K-pop and everywhere out there. I'm not like nitpicking like these kind of negative news.
I admit that.
Yeah.
But right now there's like a lot of anti-China sentiments in Korea, and it seems like we have gotten to a point where the hate towards China is so extreme that we cannot really have a rational discussion with anything that's related with China.
True.
Including the NingNing case and Yedon's case.
Yeah.
So like with those two cases, with the bowing controversies, so I don't know like Chinese culture. I don't know which part of Chinese culture this particular not kneeling down thing is from. But I have two different opinions on this. Number one, of course, if that's what happens in her culture, I don't think we should expect her to be kneeling down.
Yeah.
You know, as much as we want them to respect our culture, we can also take that, you know, we should respect their culture too. Number two, the logic that you have to conform to our society's cultures 100% when you come here and you want to make money here. I think that's kind of a dangerous route for us to take. I do have some mixed opinions. I do think that you have to kind of assimilate to a certain point so that you can get accustomed to the society and you can operate yourself well enough to make a living in that society. However, that doesn't mean that you should throw out all your standards out the window when it comes to your culture. And personally, I feel like, you know, like bowing, is that really that big of a deal in Korean culture? This is just sparked from the already existing anti-China hate that's happening in Korea. Personally, I feel I could give two shits less that she's not bowing. But if this is such a big deal, and that causes such a big backlash, then I guess labels will stop incorporating Chinese members into K-pop groups. And that'll be just that. As we're seeing the effects of it right now, look, you know, like there's no Chinese members. We can't change the people's views, and that's how it'll be.
So basically, my stance is both sides. While I understand the sentiment of the outrage from the K netizens as well, I personally don't agree on criticizing NingNing to that extent, because for me, also as a Christian, I don't bow or do chores to my ancestors during traditional ceremonies, even in Korea, nor do I do any other kind of religious behaviors when I'm in shrines or temples in like Japan or like other places. And that's my personal belief and that's my freedom. And I don't think there's a problem in that, particularly in an individualistic perspective. And the not bowing thing for Chinese people might be as much as like a sacred thing to them as well. I'm not sure about that. But at the end, I think it's a matter of personal choice. And if you choose to bow and if you're okay to do it, you would be more appreciated. For example, when I go to like certain weddings, I do certain gestures or cultural etiquettes of our other cultures and such to like show respect to the person, right? Like, so it's case by case, I think. So I think in a personal perspective, it's okay. NingNing didn't do anything wrong, and I think K netizens are hating on her way too much. But here comes the nationalistic part of myself. I do think with the historical context between Korea and China, this is a very specific thing that it has been happening for centuries. And there's like and also the recent political climates and clashes, like the Thought and the Hallyu ban, and also the idols, like some idols like betraying and backstabbing Korea when they go back to their countries. Historically, you got to know that Korea was basically annihilated from China for centuries, and we had to send tributes so much more to China, and China always claimed that they were superior, higher beings, and deemed Korea as a lesser, like less civilized country. And history all says that. And also in the modern era, China is causing Korea multiple threats and problems, as the aforementioned ones: economic, cultural sanctions, China's Northeast Project, basically claiming Korea's history and territory, and China's massive amount of pollutants traveling to Korea as fine dust, threatening the ordinary people's like breathing and happiness and daily life. So this whole hate and criticism towards China and their idols disrespecting Korea in whatever form cannot be just simplified as like, oh, toxic K-nets again, they're trying to hate China just because. There's this whole lineage of things that happened. As Danny said, that is fueling people to not see in rational ways of every case, but like that's the backbone of it. And I'm not trying to support that, but I'm also trying to defend the sentiment as a whole itself. At the end, as a conclusion, I think people can have their own beliefs and their own criticisms. They're all valid, both sides, but it shouldn't spiral out of control to like pure hateness and toxicness.
Oh, that is so inevitable, it seems.
Like I was kind of triggered seeing a lot of international comments saying like, oh, these K-nets, like they're just hating on China because they're dumb, toxic. And well, while some of that is true, I just don't like Korean people seen as like a mob mentality, just simply hating on China because of nothing. You know, this is like a big train and big stream, and like some individual cases from K-pop are being cherry picked and being applied to that, and people not understanding the big picture and like saying, oh, K-nets are dumb, K-nets are just toxic. That's like,
so you can't just simply take this one case and see it as an individual case. Is what you're saying. You need to know the historical context between the two countries, which I full-heartedly agree. But at the same time, why are we taking out our frustrations over the Chinese government and the whatever they did to us for the centuries on end to specific individuals who came over here to work is my question.
People are thinking what NingNing did right now is not that big of a problem at this point. But if you see past records of Chinese idols of like supporting one China, going back to China, and saying bad shit about Korea after their careers ended, people already have a very negative sentiment upon Chinese idols themselves.
I feel like at this point, having Chinese members only draws the wrath of K-nets.
Exactly.
And whenever like there's a small issue with a Chinese member, they will be hated and criticized and saying, oh, like no wonder I knew like this Chinese member would cause issues. So it's a sad reality, but I feel like there will be no like Chinese members in like big companies. Maybe except for SM. SM just loves China.
SM loves China. Even after EXO, M and EXO, like K, all that shit, and
like
FX
China.
And all the NCT stuff, the scandals that happened to the Chinese members and stuff. So like there's a very bad record. People are reflecting that to NingNing, which is I think wrong. It's a very frustrating situation. It is a fact that K-pop has been proven to be successful independently to China.
But still China is a very lucrative market.
But for the time being, since we have a successful model already, if I were a CEO, I would also take the same route. Like I would try to avoid controversy, political sanctions, and economic sanctions with China, and like target towards the successful model that already exists. So
there you go.
God bless America.
Just
kidding. just kidding.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Speaking of America, you should check out Naked Soul.
Okay.
NakedSoul.kr.
We're selling to America too.
We don't sell to China.
Oh yeah. Why not? The customs are too hard, right?
We can technically ship to China. It's just that they can't use PayPal.
Okay.
Like they have no way to pay.
Oh yeah.
So they have no payment gate that's available for us. But you can check out NakedSoul.kr. It's our brand that we have launched, DKDKTV, in order to showcase the local brands of Korea that you wouldn't be able to get otherwise. Okay, I have this beautiful. I already showed this last week.
Wow. After talking about
Okay,
historical
let's-
context and everything.
Let's get some patriotic.
This is some
you know,
nationalistic
sentiment.
shit.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a Tokto soju glass. It's shaped like the island Tokto, which Japan. I'm watching you too, Japan. Is claiming as their own. This is a soju glass, very premium, and you can get it on Naked Seoul. It's made by a local workshop. We're
I
out
insert
here.
Korean flag.
We're out-
But speaking about the Korean flag,
Yeah. Okay,
we got so many nationalistic products here. No, this is a coincidence for real.
Yeah.
But like, this is a very high quality Korea Army
yes
t-shirt. It's
t-shirt.
called the Roka t-shirt. This is what they actually wear in the Korean Army.
We even have a flag here.
Oh yeah, a Korean
Even have
flag,
a flag
for you.
here.
Like,
Yeah.
This product was actually very popular among Korean couples
Yes.
for a while, and it's okay for civilians to wear as well. So yeah, it's a very popular product. We sold out the first batch already
Yes.
on Naked Soul. So get your Korean Army Roka t-shirt on Naked
Yes.
Soul as well.
Get patriotic.
Yeah.
On nakedsoul.kr, we have a special coupon code. Get 10% off first 10 people down here below. And yeah, go check it out. And also be sure to check out patreon.com/DKDKTV. We will have our after show where we take the BDSM test and talk about politics.
Maybe we can cover the presidential candidates' policies on China.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh.
Actually, that will be an interesting topic.
Yeah.
So we can see the future of Korea. And time is here below, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.